Uh-oh, I was muted, y'all. Hey! Oh my gosh. Hey, y'all. I'm a little rusty because I've been on vacation and whatnot. So I probably look a little browner and such because I was out there in the sun. But I had to come back, y'all, so that we could have this episode of Brown Girl Boss. So I'm so excited that you all are here. I see you all coming on. So if you will go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments, let me know where you are watching from. Also, if this is your very first time hanging out with me on Brown Girl Boss, go ahead and type first time in the comments. I absolutely love to celebrate our first timers. So make sure you drop that. And if you're always here hanging out with me at BBG TV on Brown Girl Boss, go ahead and type "Hey Beautiful" in the comments so that I can acknowledge you. All right. So I see y'all are starting to check it. There they go. There they go, y'all. All right. So we have Mary Ann, who is here for the first time. We also have Shermanta, who is here from Washington, D.C. for the first time. We have Geraldine checking in. That's my aunt, y'all, from Slidell, Louisiana. Mary Ann says she's from Vegas. All right. Checking in, checking in. We got Kelly is here from Osaka. Is that in Japan? Kelly, where you at, Kelly? Kelly, give me some context on that, love. Renita is here for the first time. We also have Stacy is here for the first time. I'm gonna do y'all one big first time dance after I get through all of these because I be getting excited. I love our first timers. We also have Nicole here from New Jersey. We have Michelle is here from New York City for the first time. We have Stacy joining from New Orleans. That's my hometown, Stacy. Yes, New Orleans for the first time. Let's see. Yes, Kelly says she's in Japan. Well, baby, well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Love it. Brittany is here for the first time. Y'all, let me give y'all a little first time with the come on, first timers. I see y'all in here. So excited to have you here. If you all can't tell, I'm a little pumped about tonight's episode. This is going to be a really fun time. This is going to be a real time, okay, that we are going to have here. So I'm really excited about it, right? But since we have so many first timers, I want to really be intentional about making sure that I let you know what you're watching. Okay, so good evening and welcome to BBG TV Brown Girl Boss. This is our virtual platform that allows us to connect with other like-minded women who are on a mission to live their very best lives. We come to you weekly with programming that will challenge and inspire you and get the conversation going to connect with other beautiful brown girls. My name is Kimberland and I am coming to you all from Medellin, Colombia. Okay. I actually just got back from Cartagena, Colombia. I went for my birthday and I said, I got to come back from vacation because this show tonight is going to be that fire. Okay. So if you have not done so already, I want you to pause and I want you to share the broadcast, tag some of your friends, tell them they need to get in here. Tonight, we're talking about mental health. We are going to walk away with some takeaways. So you need to get your people in here. All right. Some of us be out here stressed in these streets. And yes, I said stressed, honey, with a K. Okay. Some of us be stressed. All right. And we really need to support each other. That's what we are about here at Beautiful Brown Girls, is making sure that we are really supporting each other. We stand for sisterhood, support, and self-care. Everything is about creating authentic friendships, swapping stories and experiences, ideas, and it's all rooted in love, y'all. So we want to make sure that every brown girl that is out there knows about Beautiful Brown Girls and knows about our mission, okay? So if you have not done so already, please go ahead, share the broadcast on your page, tag some of your friends to come and hang out with us so that they can have this conversation with us tonight. All right. So having said that, y'all, I have to take my own advice. So let me go ahead on and pause for the cause right quick and share on my pages because I need my people to get in here too. Okay. So give me un momento, honey. And we are shared. Okay. So if you will go ahead and do the same, that is a big help. And it really helps for everybody to know about this content that we have here. Also, in addition to sharing the content, give me some reactions, y'all. While we are here tonight, if you feeling what we're talking about, give us some likes, give us some hearts, give us some hugs, right? If there are times that something makes you sad, give us some sad faces, right? In other words, interact with us. Let us know what you're thinking, okay? Also, if you're feeling led, you want to contribute some stars. That helps us to keep the lights on here at Beautiful Brown Girls. Feel free to do that as well, because we have that capability set up, all right? So, having said that, let me scan through one more time. We got one more first timer that has reported. We have Brittany is here from Georgia, and we also have Stacy here from Maryland. All right. I don't want to belabor the time no more, y'all, because we got to get our guests in. Oh, but I forgot to tell y'all something important. So as you are here, I'm a little rusty, y'all. I'm getting back into the swing of things. As you are here and you're like, man, I really appreciate this type of content, and I really want to make sure that I get deeper than this. Like, I've been looking for my people. I've been wondering where they was at, honey. Here we are, okay? So if you are feeling led to join our community, and after you watch the show, I'm going to share this again, but you can join our VIP members network. That is our place where we have deeper conversations, more personalized conversations. We also have classes, y'all. We got a book club. We've been having cooking and makeup classes, honey. We have workout challenges. We got all kinds of stuff going on over there, okay? So you would join that by going to tinyurl.com/browngirlboss, okay? It is only $50, and that covers the entire year. It also gives you brunch discounts if there is an in-person chapter in your area. And you are also the first person to know about the different events that we have coming up. So if that's something where you're like, I need to know the things, then that is for you. All right. I think that's all my announcements. Phew. Okay. So I need to tell y'all about our guest that we have tonight. So I'm gonna put her picture up here while I talk about her, okay? Because she making faces, y'all. I saw that guest. Okay, so let me tell y'all who we have on with us tonight. Y'all, we have Alisha Beeman here with us tonight. She is a competitor and an empowerment coach. Through her personal battles with anxiety and depression, she's found that taking a deep dive within yourself, coupled with moving your body, yields the best results in cultivating a fulfilling life. She helps badass business women find balance in their lives by creating fitness programs and lifestyle shifts. Alisha hopes to impact as many people as she can as she continues on her own journey while helping others create the tools to achieve their own goals. Listen, I need y'all to go ahead on and welcome Alisha, okay? Because she is here, y'all. Get in here, Alisha. Welcome to the party, boo.
You got me hype. You got me hype. I'm trying to match the energy.
We're here, honey. That's what we do. Thank you so much for being here tonight. If you can't tell, I am so excited to have you on.
Oh, no, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. The people said, welcome, honey. They are here. They are ready to hear the things. Yes, Alina, girl, we turns up here. Okay, now speaking of that, y'all need to make sure that exactly, right? We need to make sure that y'all are talking to us in the comments as well, right? So as we're here, if you have questions, go ahead and drop those questions in the comments. I'll pull them up on the screen. We'll talk about them, right? But Alisha, if you will, start us off. So you're an empowerment coach, right? You out here doing the things. You helping badass women do the thing, right? How, ma'am, did you get into this work? We need to know how this even originated.
Yes, let's talk about it. So ironically, that's also where a lot of my deep diving in myself started. So in 2019, I was kind of lost. I was working as a travel nurse recruiter, and one of my good friends was like, "Hey, I'm about to do this certification, this fitness certification, fitness and lifestyle." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like, I've been telling myself for like 5 years, like, I should do a fitness certification. I love going to the gym, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, do it with me. I was like, all right, cool. So we went through this program for a whole year. 6 months of an academic experience, 6 months of an application experience. I finally got certified after a 60-page case study. And
Wow.
I got certified officially in March 2019. So I lied. It was 2018. So then March 2019, I got certified. And then as I started to like deep dive into fitness and starting to like look for careers in the field, I just immediately fell in love. Like the people I was meeting, the mindset that they had, just like it just seemed like people who are invested in fitness were invested in their health and invested in
Mm.
growing as a person. And I was just like, oh my God, this is the environment I want to be around. So
Mm.
within 6 months, I quit my full-time job and took a leap of faith. And I got a business coach like 2 months before I quit my job. And she really pushed me to start building my business for myself. And then I started working for a gym in September 2019. And after that, I mean, I've been doing that since. And it's been an extremely rewarding experience.
Wow. Now, y'all, I want to, I know you didn't know that I was going to do this, Alicia, but I need y'all, when Alicia is saying her fitness journey and such, I need y'all to be able to conceptualize
Oh my
what this
gosh.
looks like. Okay. Because when you talking about a badass, okay, hold on.
Oh
Y'all,
my God.
y'all,
Yeah,
sis be out here crushing it. Crushing it.
I
How
know
does it make you feel when you look at this?
that's 220 pounds. Just putting that out
That's light work. That's light work, y'all. That's light work. That ain't nothing. Okay, that ain't nothing.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of weird seeing it like it from here. But it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, the strength that like people can see in my body is like I mean that same strength has been developed in my mind too. As my mind has continued to grow, like my body is an example of
Yeah. So let's talk about that. That was a good segue, girl. Let's
that.
talk about let's talk about this mind journey. So I do want to be transparent with the people, right? I've known Alicia, we've known each other for what,
Oh
four or so
no.
years
I've been
now?
here for
Five?
7, so I think it's 5.
Dang.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm getting old. I'm losing track of time. So, at any rate, we met a while ago when I used to live in Tampa, and I brought Alicia in to do some work with me and my girls. I had a mentoring program at the time with some teenage girls, and I was like, Alicia, I feel like you need to be involved in this, right? And it was like a match made in heaven. Like it was, the girls really, really appreciated what you were talking about and all of that. So what I would like for you to share is a little bit about this journey, right? Because I've kind of seen this evolve into something really magnificent. So you talked about your like body as far as your fitness journey, like, you know, you got your certification, you did the things, but I want you to kind of take us behind the scenes about what was happening in your mental space and maybe even in your emotional space and such as you were going through that journey.
Yeah. Yeah, in the background it was spicy. I can't even lie. So when I first moved to Tampa, I literally packed up my car and drove down. I got a job a week before I got here, and I did not have a home the first week I lived here. And then in my first apartment, I didn't get a real bed until 3 months of living in that apartment.
Wow.
It was spicy. I was hell bent. I was like, that's it. I'm going back to Maryland after a year. Like, I can't do this. This is terrible. And it was crazy. And I ended up meeting my boyfriend at the time, and he introduced me to CrossFit. Now, I was just a college athlete who graduated Division I track and field, and I had spent a year training myself. And then I spent another year training myself. But then he introduced me to CrossFit, and I was like, oh my gosh, this like is so much fun. I want to try this. So in 2017, I had started CrossFit. And from there, I had this relationship with this man, and we were together. It was dope. He taught me so many amazing things. But to give a little background into what I'm about to share, I definitely was somebody who was very insecure. And I just lacked confidence in, I think, my body. And I didn't think I was beautiful. I didn't think I was smart. I like my self-worth, self-esteem was so like rock bottom. Like it was terrible. And I faked it really well though. But while I was with him, I became extremely like I was already pretty codependent, but like I sheltered so many parts of myself to exist in that relationship that it got to a point where it just broke me. And I'm not going to say that has anything to do with him as a person. Like he's a great person. Like my experiences are a reflection of me and how I feel about myself. So it came to a tumble the day after Valentine's Day in 2019. Yeah. And it was really one of the hardest things I had to go through because usually when I break up with somebody, honestly, I go find me another boy to go play with for a little bit. And, drinking and smoking would kind of help me mask any of the emotions. But this time I was like, I'm going to do this different. Like I've not been single and like by myself, invested time in myself. I don't think at any point in my life. So when we broke up, I was like, all right, I'm going to feel everything. I'm going to self-reflect like a, can I cuss on you?
If your spirit is telling you to do so.
I invested like a mother into my self-reflection. And it was just like, I told myself I wasn't going to drink. I wasn't going to smoke. I didn't want to lean into any substances to help me cope with anything I was going through at that time. And when we broke up, I was doing my case study for my certification. And so I had to finish that while working a full-time job, while still training under his brother, who was my coach at the time.
Oh, Lord.
We were living together. So I spent a week of like living with him still after we broke up. And it just felt like, it kind of felt like a restart. It felt like I could finally just focus on me because I started dating him like 2 months after I moved here to Tampa. So I was just like, okay, this is like, I've been here for 3 years. I haven't really sat with myself for a while. Like, what does this look like for me? And that's when I really got into doing video journals. So a lot of people talk about journaling and self-reflecting. For me, video journals worked extremely well. And I would take video journals when I would feel extremely like amazing. Like when I felt like I would take a video and I'd be like, oh, you looking bad, girl. Like, look at that makeup. You looking good. And there were also a lot of videos where I was ugly crying. And I was just talking about the things that I was feeling. And I think without knowing it, I was able to kind of look at my emotions as like third person because I could watch those videos and then treat myself like I was my own best friend and try to really like work with myself. But again, like in third person, like her, the girl, try to figure out like what's going on with you, like what is the underlying message that you're trying to convey here.
Right.
And it was, I mean, I think in those 6 months, I had invested so much time, love, and attention into repairing my self-talk and really trying to learn, like, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? And listen to that through the videos that, I mean, honestly, those were like some of the happiest, like, times of my life. Like, truly the happiest times of my life. But in a really, like, ugly cry, this is painful type of way. But somehow in all of that pain, I still felt joy like I've never felt before.
So I see Nicole is saying that she prefers video journals as well. And it's something that I've kind of just started exploring with. I think probably when I was living in Pennsylvania and I found myself unable to write because I wasn't like my thoughts weren't clear and they were kind of all over the place. I was struggling with typing because I was going through a lot. And I remember thinking like, I've got to document this some type of way. Like I've got to do something. And I was like, oh, I can record myself, right? And it was like this novel idea. Can you give us a steps, or I like to try to make things practical, right? When it comes to what this implementation looks like, because I feel like sometimes we complicate things, right? You're like, do a video journal, and now I'm sitting here like, well, what do I wear? What do I put on? Where do I post it? Well, right, and it becomes this thing, right? So
Yeah.
I want you to make it plain for us. When you say you're doing a video journal, what all does this entail?
Ooh, that's tough because I think any form of journaling, whether and we talked a little bit about this before, is like, there are four ways that like I've dove into journaling, and there's four ways that I like to share with people because not everyone likes to video, not everyone likes to write, not
Mm-hmm.
everyone likes to type. And then the
Mm-hmm.
fourth one is voice notes. So I think do what you have the capacity to practice in that moment when you are
Yeah.
wanting to share that uh,
Mm-hmm.
experience, because sometimes, like you just said, literally, like you didn't, typing was just not it, you didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Writing, and sometimes writing, like sometimes I write slower than my thoughts. So
Mm-hmm. Girl, and ain't that a struggle? Because baby, let me tell you, these brain people in here,
yes.
and I'm trying to get it all. It's too much, and that's exactly what led me to say, maybe if I just record myself, I can just like get it all out because there's so much.
Yes. Oh, I want to point this out from Geraldine because that's actually,
Uh-huh.
that's the fifth way to talk to yourself. That's really important that I forgot is the mirror. Oh my goodness, mirror talk. Like you look yourself in the mirror and boost yourself up. And I know we've seen some of the reels and TikToks going around of like parents taking their kids to the mirror and being like, "All right, I am powerful. I am worthy." All
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
honestly, as an adult, like it works. It works. And I think
Yeah.
that's the one I'm missing. So if like there are five ways to talk to yourself, four of them can be documented. And mirror talk, yeah, it could be documented. But again, like do what feels good for you in the moment, whether it's you're taking a voice note in your phone because all you want to do is talk, or you're taking a video because you want to be able to see the emotion that you're feeling, or you're writing in a journal because writing and getting it out on paper feels good, or what was the fourth one? Oh, why am I forgetting? Voice notes, video journal, writing journal, typing because sometimes you can type faster than our thoughts, and then mirror talk, just like talking to
Mm-hmm.
yourself in the mirror. But to answer your question, yes, whatever you feel you have the capacity to contribute to
Yeah.
yourself through.
Yeah, I appreciate that you said what you have the capacity to do, because I think a lot of times we feel like this should look a particular way, right? So, for instance, writing journaling for me, I used to do it when I was probably in my early 20s, and I actually still have some of those journals. One of the few things that I have in storage. But I remember, writing, and I remember going back and reading that, and I really appreciated being able to go back and read it. But sometimes it would feel like it was so much. So where was it? Marianne said, when I start to write, I go off on tangents. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I did this blog post a couple weeks ago, right? And I was trying to explain. Y'all hear me talk about brain people, and I've never really explained about brain people, but it's this concept that I'm working on of the things that are happening inside my brain. And as I was writing like my brain was operating. So I started talking about one thing. Then I looked at the time and I was like, oh, look, it's 5:55. I wonder what that means. And then I went and I was like, 5:55 means this, and that. Well, that agrees with what I said earlier. And it is like, that's how my mind works, right? So with writing journaling, it would feel so difficult to try to get the concepts to make sense because
Yeah.
I'm trying to go all these different places. What I appreciate about this concept of video journaling is I can go wherever and I don't have to worry about trying to keep up with what is happening in those tangents. Because a
Mhm.
lot of times those tangents may not necessarily feel relevant, but I believe those tangents are invitations to explore a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
But if I can't keep track of all the tangents, then it becomes a lot and it feels overwhelming. Said
Right.
all that to say, what advice do you have for those of us who we in this tangent world? We just out here tangenting.
Ma- I mean, let the tangent happen. I think the tangent has purpose. Let's see, because and I shared this with you. I'll share it again. I was doing a video journal and I went off on a tangent. And I started, what was I was sitting there and I was just recording my little video. This was again during the breakup, and I was talking my mess about how, oh my goodness, he's gonna find somebody else, and what if they are better than me at XYZ. And then I stopped myself, and like as I'm going on this like
Mm-hmm.
perspective tangent about the relationship and like everything he's gonna do, I stopped and I was like, wait a minute, what if I can also get all these things? So I think
Right.
the tangent is it's it's kind of like meditation. Like people think,
Mm.
or a lot of the conception is that meditation is about stopping your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not about stopping your thoughts. It's about, like, my favorite metaphor is to like, or metaphor, whatever, is to imagine your thoughts like a river flowing,
Mm-hmm.
and as you see the sentences, the thoughts kind of like move through, just like acknowledge them. They're there. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
hey, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a thought. Cool. Okay. And then take one. If it's like, oh, this is intriguing, like I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pull that one in. Let's talk some more with this one. Okay, we done with it. Okay, bye. Like then we go on and
Mm-hmm.
the other ones. So I think the tangents are still extremely valuable because sometimes the tongue just be rolling, 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 and then eventually, honestly, you'll probably get to a point in that tangent where something's gonna click, and you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, this all makes sense now, and you'll bring it back. You gotta let it
Yeah.
flow first, and then it'll all
Yeah.
come together.
I love that. And I agree. I heard a similar one was like you're watching cars just go down the street.
Yeah,
Like you're
that's
just watching cars and you don't stop it and get in. You just notice it like, oh, there's a car. Right.
yeah,
Then sometimes you're like, oh, I really like that car. That's a nice, I used to have one of
yeah,
those. That was my first car, right? And then you're done with that. Like I said, it just continues.
yeah,
That was like the best way for me to understand because I used to believe that. Like I used to think that meditation meant I had to empty my brain and try to like achieve this state of nothingness. And it was like,
right,
no, it's not that at all. It's really just you allowing your brain to do what your brain is going to do to help you to process whatever it is that you're going through. I
yeah,
love that. I
yeah,
love that. So clearly, this concept of video diaries is resonating with the people, okay, because they are like the man. So Kamina has a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but people got all kinds, girls, all kinds of stuff here. Hold on, we're gonna get to that in a second. Kamina said, "How long is the video journal?" Because she's a writer and she can go on forever. So, what would you say is the time maybe that you would do it for?
Yeah, again, it really depends on how long you're trying to speak. I mean, I've got some that I've sat and talked to my camera for 20 minutes. And then I also have
Mm,
some where I sat and talked to it for 5 minutes. And
mm-hmm,
I think the diary folder is a smart idea because mine are just kind
mm-hmm.
of they're just existing everywhere.
Mhm, that is smart to put it in a folder. That would be the organized thing
That
to
would
do.
be smart. But I think a video journal, because I mean, even when you journal, when you do talk to yourself, because whether people think talking to themselves is weird or not, like we all have a little voice in our head, and while we're
We
walking down the
do.
street, we all talking to ourselves anyway.
Yep.
So when you are talking to yourself and you are doing it in this journal idea, assuming it's like you're talking about your thoughts, you're talking about your feelings, you're talking about your wants, needs, and desires. When that happens, there doesn't need to be like a set time or set length of what that process looks like. It's, again, the more that you know yourself, the more that you kind of lean into what feels good for you in the moment. That's going to be what ends up being curated from that moment. Whether you
Yeah.
go ahead and have that conversation in 5 minutes or you have that conversation in 20, like I just took a video journal maybe last week and it was only 8 minutes. And when I was done, honestly, I wasn't really done processing what I needed. But at the end of it, I was just like, I'm speechless and I don't know what else to say right now. And so I just end the video. And if I want to go back
Mhm.
to it, I'll go back to it again. And then
Yeah.
like put the pieces together later.
Yeah. I hear what I hear you saying in all of this is you will know what to say, how to say, when to say, how long to say, right? It's all within us. Like I hear you. I am a life coach and I'm an intuitive melanated life coach. So heavy on that intuition, right? Of you will know, like when you're done, you're done. And if there's still more that you feel like you need to say, write, type, what have you, then you keep going until you're done. Right? I think we too are like so trained to think that there's a right way and a wrong way. That isn't what this is. The right way is the way you choose.
Right, and I think that's what I'm seeing come up for the questions as well.
Hmm.
It's like how do I do it? And I think that's how we go about life. Because I mean, even when people, say things simple like, "Oh, how do you grow a business?" It's like we overthink the
Yes.
process so much when it's like, just take the step, just take the phone out, start recording,
Yeah.
and just
That's it.
see what happens. See
Yeah.
what happens with whatever you do, journaling, recording,
Hmm.
or voice note, whatever it is. Because I mean, I've self-talked in all 5 of these ways, and all of them look different. My voice notes
Yeah.
are typically the shortest. That's not the one I lean into the most, but I do lean into them sometimes. And when you do, it's just like there's a flow that comes with doing it more frequently. You learn like,
Hmm.
what do I
Hmm.
when do I need to stop? I mean, but again, there are times when you might be recording and maybe you do want to keep going, but again, what you have the capacity to do.
Yeah. Yeah, back to that capacity. So not forcing ourselves to show up a particular way because we feel like that's what we're supposed to do. Just what is the capacity that we have? I want to go back and catch this question from Elena because she's trying to understand how these two worlds marry each other. So she said, how do you use fitness to help your mental health and focus?
Mm. So that's an interesting question for me personally right now because I am competing as a CrossFit athlete, and that adds a layer of emotion to my
Hmm.
fitness journey that might be a little bit different for somebody who is doing fitness for life. But
Hmm.
when I remember fitness being a part of my life as just fitness, doing moving your body and being able to do things that you otherwise didn't think you were capable of before helps you develop a mental strength that can carry you through other parts of your life. It's
Yeah.
There's a quote that I really love. It's like something along the lines of uh, collect a series of successful experiences, and this is how you build your confidence. And
Hmm.
part of those successful experiences could be something like getting your first pull up, or doing your first set of 5 push-ups, or running your first mile without walking. Um,
Hmm.
and those are things like seeing yourself getting better every day in the gym, or every week in the gym, or every month in the gym is a way to kind of like treat your brain. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
look, here's a treat.
You
Like,
can do this.
you've been working hard, and this is your
Yeah.
and it's something that the mental fortitude that you need in order to push through like a gritty workout or a gritty lift is a mental fortitude that you can use in other areas of your life. And I think that being an athlete and being in fitness contributed to me getting through those 6 months when I first moved to Tampa. Like, that was one of the most trying times of my life. I mean,
Hmm.
I was working full time, not making that much money. So I had to work an additional, like, I think 15 hours of promotions on
Wow.
top of that working out. So I was working anywhere from 55 to 60 hours a week. And on
Hmm.
top of that, still trying to move my body and train because I know if I
Wow.
didn't move my body, oh, I would just I would stop eating. I would be like probably really angry at
Hmm. Hmm.
everyone. It's just, it's a mood regulator, and the things you hear about it increasing your uh, dopamine levels, like all
Yes.
that stuff is still very real, giving you energy. Like those morning workouts, you think they're really hard to wake up in, but once you finish them in the morning, you feel so accomplished.
Hmm.
Feel you feel embodied, you feel empowered. You're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I did this workout, I crushed it. All right, now let's go take on the day." Um,
Yeah.
so I think that's the way that fitness has contributed to my life and to how I've seen it reflect in my clients as well, and people I've
Hmm.
it empowers them to be able to do things that they otherwise would not have believed they could have done before.
Yeah. Oh man, that felt good just hearing that, because I can so relate to it. Let me grab Thalia's comment. She said she did 3 slider moves today. She said, I almost cried because it was a struggle to just do one a few months ago. That is her win for today.
Yes, congrats.
Yes. Girl, that's good. Cause listen, I don't know if I could do 3, sis. Okay. I don't know if I got it.
Awesome. And I love as a coach to see people celebrate those type of wins, because when you take fitness away from, my goal is just to lose weight or my goal is just to get bigger muscles. It's like, no, like, how do you empower yourself through that journey? And like, this win right here is how you do it. It's like, where were you before? Where are you now? How far can you go?
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that, Delia. So what I was going to say, when back to this idea of capacity and this idea of movement, one of the things that I used to do, so back, and also to self-talk, kind of bringing all of these together. So one of the things that I used to do before I realized that I was struggling with depression and anxiety is I would beat myself up about what I couldn't do, right? So let's say usually my circadian rhythm has kind of shifted a little bit. So I usually am up till almost 2, 3 in the morning, but my day doesn't start until 11. So I'm still getting 8 hours of sleep, but it's just on a different rhythm. And I just decided to stop fighting that, because what would happen is I felt like I had to be up at 7, 8 o'clock. So then I wake up at 8 o'clock and I'm not ready to function. My brain people still sleep. Ain't nothing happening. Like, I'm just like, why? But what I would do is for 2, 3 hours, I'm like, oh my God, why can't I get up? What is wrong with me? I'm so lazy. I just been laying here. Your eyes are open. Why don't you get up? Right. So I'm having like all of this negative self-talk that I am launching against myself because I'm feeling like I need to show up because society or whomever these invisible people are, said that I need to operate at those hours. So one of the things that I did is I released that. And I was just like, when your body is ready to get up, it's going to get up. And when your body is ready to go to sleep, it's going to go to sleep. And I found where my natural rhythm was. But the other thing that I would be on myself about is not moving, because I like being at home. I'm a homebody. I could be home and not go outside for days. Do you hear me? Especially after I've been in Cartagena for a week and I've been doing all this stuff. I might not go nowhere for a month. Okay, I might be sitting right here, right? But I would tell myself, I'd be like, oh my God, like I need to move. And what I started doing is I just allowed myself to start something. So I might start by stretching, right? So I might just be standing up and I might just bend over and touch my toes. So then the stretching might lead to kind of like a swaying, right? So now I'm stretching some more things. Well, then that swaying might lead to actually more movement, right? So now I'm actually kind of dancing a little bit. So then that dancing might be like, right? When it's all said and done. Yeah. But it was like, instead of me thinking that I needed to get up, hit the ground running and go run a mile, it was like, why don't I just ease into it and allow my body to guide me through this process? Is that called something?
That called something. I don't know if there's a name for it, but I think it brings up a like phenomenal point in wellness. When people look at someone like me who is like throwing 200 pounds over my head and doing all these crazy things, when I'm approached as a coach, people assume that I'm going to make them go just as hard.
Yeah.
Now, I'll admit, I typically do attract post-collegiate athletes who do want that type of training. But I encourage people 1000% move your body how you see fit and what feels good for you. Yeah. If you love Zumba, do Zumba. If you love the trampoline, little mini trampoline joint, do the little trampoline joint. If you love rock climbing, if you love the tree obstacle courses, if you love dancing, please move in whatever way that you have fun, you enjoy it, you get excited about doing it, because even though it is proven that strength training adds a ton of value to your quality of life, that only needs to be a supplemental part of your movement. Your movement can be whatever your body needs and feels it needs in the moment. So for you, it's like dancing and stretching and maybe some yoga, like literally only 5 minutes. If that movement feels good for your body in that moment, do that movement.
Yeah.
I think the pressure of people to like lift heavy weight in the gym and like run all these things in the fitness community is a kind of a detriment to anybody who is trying to get started, who wants to start moving their body, because that's not, that's not realistic, especially for people who may have not been athletes in high school, college, right?
Right. It's intimidating. It's intimidating. And you know what it does? It feeds the guilt and shame that is already there, which aren't conducive. So you go into it feeling like you're not confident. You go into it feeling defeated. Like you go into it feeling there's no way I'm gonna ever be able to do this because I couldn't do it whatever other time I tried to do it. So why am I even trying? Like it really feels it feels heavy. So I appreciate you as a coach saying, yeah, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Like we gonna get some wins and we gonna have some gains. But what's most important is for you to understand what feels good in your body. And I think I talk about this all the time. Like we, especially as brown girls, we have had to be so disconnected from our bodies that we sometimes don't even know what feels good in our body or how to find out what feels good in our body.
Oh, I have to share this with y'all. There's a book that my wonderful client Charlene shared with me, and it is called Rest is Resistance. I'm looking at the book right now because I want to get the author's name for y'all. Her name is Trisha Hersey. Okay, Trisha Hersey.
Hersey, I'll look it up. You tell us.
Oh, okay. So you were asking earlier, you mentioned earlier about why you feel this pressure to move, have to constantly, almost like that constant feeling of needing to be productive when everybody says you need to be productive, which is, look, Kamina got the book. She know about it. And that book, it just, so basically white supremacy and capitalism has pretty much, yes, Nap Ministry has, oh man, how do I even put all of this into words? Because she describes it so perfectly, but white supremacy and capitalism has taught us that, as you mentioned, for brown boys and girls, like our bodies are constantly working, like always having to do stuff. And to break that like literal chain on our brain that's like you need to constantly move, you constantly have to work, you constantly have to be productive, you have to be contributing to the economy in some way. I think it's really powerful how you owned your power in your rest, in knowing I can I can sleep until 11 if I spend my day doing things and moving and being productive, or just spending time with myself and resting until 2 a.m. I can get up at 11. It's fine. If that's and if that's the schedule that you continue to follow. So I think that would be an awesome book for anyone to read who is feeling like they don't deserve rest, because I think that to some degree people just don't think they deserve rest. I'll rest when I'm dead, is like
when I'm dead, girl. That's a lie from the pits of hell. I rebuke it. I don't want
thank you. I live in Tampa, Florida, where there's palm trees everywhere. I'm a rest an hour a day. So I think that is like what you were saying, like where you just kind of like you did what felt good for your body. And Trisha talks about that in such a beautiful way in that book. And she really breaks down how capitalism has kind of created this, like, we're a bunch of worker bees, we're cogs, instead of being our fully, like, full, loving, creative selves. Like, how do you expect to be creative when you're tired all the time? Your brain isn't working. Like,
bro, the brain people is checked out. They not at work. They not here.
They just
ain't nothing happening. Just looking, just like, girl. Now I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that book. I got me some Audible credits, honey, and I'm about to sign right on up for that because it's something that we lack. I lived in a house where when the sun was up, you had to be up. Period. It doesn't matter what was happening in life. You had to be awake and you had to be doing something.
Oh, you talking
And
about growing up?
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
like, no, that is not, go lay down, go lay down, like, cut it out, you know? So
Grandma
as an
flashing music,
adult,
running in the fridge or running in the room with the vacuum, like, go do this.
it's 8:55 and you said, well, God, we didn't get home until 1 this morning. Like, I'm tired.
On a
So anyway,
Saturday.
it's something I had to on a Saturday. It's something I really had to learn, and it's something that I continue to remind myself of because, again, that's self-talk, right? There have been 42 years of conditioning that has been building of saying you don't deserve to rest, you don't get to rest, you have to hustle, you got the grind, you need to be up. The people said you're supposed to be doing, like, I rebuke it. I rebuke it all. So again, thank you for saying that because it really is. I'm gonna get that book. I'm just
So
gonna
good.
get that book.
And it's not
Yeah.
long. It's a relatively quick read too. It's a good book.
So Linda, the name of the book is Rest is Resistance, a manifesto book by Trisha Hersey. Okay. So yeah, okay. So I want to play a quick game with you, just a quick this or that, and then we are going to land this plane. All right, because girl, this time be flying, man.
It's
I be
really
feeling like I need
good.
to extend the show to like an hour and a half. But anyway, okay, I'm wasting time right now. All right. So here we go. This or that. All right, and you can. I need for you to see that. You can provide as much or as little context as you want. Okay, you
Okay.
ready? All right, the first one, beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I just knew you was gonna say beach.
No, I mean I love it down here. I really do.
Yeah.
I spent a weekend in the Georgia mountains and it changed my life.
Wow.
Mountain life is beautiful.
It is.
I'm gonna be
It
a
is.
mountain.
That's what I have here in Medellin. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Okay. All right. You hit me with a curveball right at the beginning. All right. Chocolate or vanilla?
Ooh, chocolate. I do
Okay.
chocolate, all the chocolate. I like dark chocolate, milk chocolate. White chocolate ain't chocolate, but it's not. But nah, milk chocolate, white chocolate, Particle, the supplement company that sponsors me, they have an amazing dark chocolate protein that subs as like a hot chocolate powder
Ooh.
with a
Oh,
little bit.
that sounds. We're gonna have to come back to that. We're gonna have to come back to hold that, one, let oh girl. Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Can I be in the middle? I'm definitely like a mid person, but I guess if I had
Okay.
to pick one, I'm a night owl. If I had to pick out,
Really?
yeah, early. I mean,
Again,
my
shocked.
career puts me in the morning.
Yeah.
I would much rather sleep in until like 8:30 though, and like live
Understood.
my life that way.
Okay. Okay. High heels or sneakers?
But I'm both. But I'm
Okay.
both. Oh. Sneakers on a regular day, casual.
All right. All right.
So,
Okay. Which music artist are you feeling right now?
ooh, that's tough. I'd be all over the place. But my go-to is Meg Thee Stallion. That's Bay. And then Sade. I got two extremes.
Meg The Stallion, or you said Sade?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the juxtaposition of those two. It's funny
Yeah.
that you said Meg The Stallion because when I was doing my post, I was like, what should I put here for Alisha? And I pulled Meg. Girl, that is so funny.
Yeah, no,
Wow. Okay.
I love me
Yeah,
Meg. Yeah.
I do too. She's it. She's it. Okay. How do you know that you're going in the right direction?
Oh, I feel it in my body, honestly. I feel when I feel excited, like in my body, not just like surface level excited, that's how I know I'm going in the right direction. Yeah.
Love that. Okay. So speaking of excited, Finish the statement. I get most excited when.
I get most excited when I get food. I mean, honestly, like that's the first thing I'm thinking of. It's probably because I'm hungry, but I like food brings such a big smile to my face. I don't know. I have a very, very healthy relationship with food. I love food. I enjoy food. I love making food. I love baking. Can you tell how excited I am? Because that's what
Yeah, I'm like, I was waiting on because listen, I was like, so she cool. So she cooked, she bakes, great.
everything.
I'm just filing all this away because one day I'll be like, girl, so remember you told me that you
I know. Hey,
bake?
I got cookie dough I just made before this call sitting in the fridge right
Yes,
now.
indeed, honey. She does this, y'all. All right, finish this statement. Alicia is.
Alicia is a badass with a soft heart.
That was fire. That was fire. Tell
Yeah.
the people, Alicia, what you have going on right now, right? So they're like, oh my God, this chick, thank you for bringing her here. How can we work with you? How can, like, what are the things? Tell the people where you at
Yes.
and what you're doing.
So my Instagram handle right here. So you can find just all of my Instagram foolishness, but also there is a link in my bio which will take you to my website. And if you ever wanted to apply for coaching, I do online coaching. So if you're not physically here in Tampa, I do coach remotely. And that's it. What was the other question?
Just where else, what else do you have going on? How might people be
Oh,
able to hitch their wagon to all of the things that you have? I think you were telling me something about a challenge that you have coming up. And
yes. So Particle Products is the company that sponsors me. It is women run, bunch of women running the
yeah.
organization. Super dope. But they are hosting, well, we, excuse me, are hosting a challenge. It starts on March 6th. There'll be a post on March 5th on their story. So if you follow them at Particle Products, PRTCL Products, that's where you can get updates on when the challenge is going to start. You will be in, or excuse me, when you finish the workouts. So I am making workout videos along with my friend, Dr. Aisa, who's a DPT, Doctor of Physical Therapy.
I was about to say, a what girl? What? Who did? Okay.
The physical
Mm-hmm.
therapist. So we have created workout videos. Some are follow along. Some are kind of like, hey, we're coaching you through it. Go have fun. Body weight workouts that you can do at home. You have 8 workouts to complete over those 4 weeks. And when you complete those workouts, you will be entered in for a raffle to win a year supply of particle supplements. And they have protein, they have pre-workout, they have immunity boosters and hydration powder, and I think that's and a repair, which is just like a post workout type of powder.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the thing I'm most excited about because I've been working hard in these videos so that people can work out with me.
Yeah, let me tell y'all something. When y'all go, don't go right this instant because we still here. But like as soon as we finish, y'all go over there to the Instagrams and follow Alicia's page because when I tell you the joy that it gives me to watch your videos, to just watch, because you don't just share your wins, like you also are so transparent when there are fails or perceived fails or obstacles or whatever. Like you don't just give us the highlight reel, and I appreciate that. And then you also give like all these practical tips because let me tell you that what Kimberlyn is not and ain't never been is no athlete. Okay, now I dance and such, and yes, there's some athleticism to that, but like out here pumping the iron, that ain't never been my testimony, okay? But you make it like the way the modifications that you show, like the stretches that you show, like I be watching Alicia, and I really be doing it because um so many of us just don't know like what to do and how to do it and where to start. And I feel like you make it so accessible and easy to be able to just start somewhere.
Yeah.
So Y'all need to go to her Instagram page. I'm telling you, it's up here on this screen at Alisha Beeman. Okay, y'all need to go over there and check it out because real life, it's been really awesome. Like I just love tuning in and watching that journey. So
Yeah. You see me getting
just
out
a
the
personal endorsement.
mud. I was in the mud when I got here. Like,
Oh my God. So I love it. All right. So we have the Frosty the Fit Challenge. Again, let me put that back up. If you all also follow at Particle Products, and I put the link into the chat as well so that you all can just click on that link at Instagram. That challenge is going to start on March 6th. So you can go ahead and start following that now so that you can get ready and geared up for that. And then also, again, make sure that you go and follow Alisha. All right, the people said they follow, and they came back, right? Because I was like, don't be leaving, and then don't be, okay. They're ready. We are ready for this. So I want to take a quick commercial break, y'all, because again, we had a whole lot of people that are here with us for the very first time. So I want to make sure that you know how to connect with us because we do stuff like this all the time. All right. So if you have not done so already, we want you to go over to our Facebook page at Beautiful Brown Girls. Like us there over on Facebook. We also have a Facebook group called Beautifully Shaded. You can follow us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown You. Also, we're on YouTube now at Beautiful Brown Girls. So that is another place that you are able to see us. We are currently coming up with our plan of what that page is going to look like. So go ahead and subscribe so that you are there and ready when the time comes. Also, a reminder that our VIP members network is available to you. This is a place, again, where you are able to have a deeper connection with Beautiful Brown Girls. You're able to connect with people in your area. You're the first to know about different things that we have, such as our girlfriends getaways and things like our classes that we have, our book club, our fitness groups. All of those things are happening over there in our members network. So you can access that by going to tinyurl.com/Brown Girl Boss. Okay, that is going to get you there. And I want to do a quick plug for an upcoming show that we are having. So our next Brown Girl Boss, we're here every other Wednesday. We will have on Anne Marie, the anti-HR lady. Y'all, I can't even explain how excited I am. If any of you all have been following my journey and all of the craziness that happened while I was in Pennsylvania. A lot of us are in toxic work environments, and we really need support from someone who is actually for us to be able to answer questions and teach us how to move and how not to move, and ultimately how to free ourselves from that toxicity of white supremacy that exists in so many workspaces. So, having said that, you want to be here for this. You want to make sure that you are here to see this, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after next at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. So, one more thing. I forgot to tell y'all. Follow me too, y'all, while y'all out there in the following mood. Y'all go on over to my website, KimberlyJackson.com. You can also find me at, I'm going to show them. Wait, hold on. We're going to do a reveal. MindingMyBlackAssBusiness.com and Minding My Black Ass Business on YouTube, on Patreon, on Instagram. That's also the name of my channel. Okay. All right. What you want to show them?
Look at my shirt. I had to wear it to commemorate. I had to.
I appreciate you. Every time you wear it and you tag me, it just makes me feel so good inside. Like I'm always like, thank you, girl, for supporting us. So
people looking at my shirt when I be walking around in public, they just be like staring at it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they try to read it or
because all you're doing is minding your black ass business. Like that's it. That's all you're doing.
Oh, no,
it happens to me. It's a statement though, right? So being a walking billboard, it's a statement. And I appreciate you for being that for me. I'm gonna leave you with the last word. What do you want to leave with the people? They might have came in late. They like, oh man, I done missed the whole thing. But you have their attention right now. What do you want to leave with our community?
I know I said Alisha is a badass with a soft heart, but I think that every person can be a badass with a soft heart, and that you can create your own reality. Our
Mm.
little brain people, they be in there doing our thing, but remember that we have control of the brain people.
Yeah, I feel that. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being so vulnerable and transparent and sharing with our community. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Of course, of course. So, yeah, y'all, make sure y'all get over there to the Instagrams and such. Follow Alisha. Make sure you connect. Follow Beautiful Brown Girls. Follow me. We will be back here on BBG TV this upcoming Monday for another episode of Brown Conversations. If you all have never seen Brown Conversations and the shenanigans that are happening there, child, you need to come on. You need to come on over. And I got some stories to tell from Cartagena. So y'all better meet me there. Okay, so it'll be on Monday at 8 p.m. right here on our Facebook page. So again, make sure that you followed us and liked us and all that kind of stuff, so you'll be in the know for that. Otherwise, we will see y'all later.
Night, y'all.
Peace.
Everybody go to bed.